Welcome to this first video in the series, Accessing Windows with a Screen Reader and Keyboard. In this video, we're going to be looking at the four main areas of the main Windows screen: the desktop, the start menu, the taskbar, and the toolbar. All the key commands that I'm going to be giving you in this video are built into Windows. Therefore, they're screen reader independent. It doesn't matter which screen reader you are using, or even if you are not using a screen reader, all of these key commands will work. Before we get started talking about key commands, I want to touch on a few keys on the keyboard so everybody will be on the same page. Across the bottom of the keyboard, below the typing area, you have on the left side a control key. Then you have the Windows key. No, it is not called the start key. It is the Windows key. Then you have an Alt key, and of course your long space bar. On the right side of the space bar, you have another Alt key, another Windows key, an application key, which basically performs the same function as a right click on a mouse, and then your other control key. These will all be important as we work through our key commands. The first concept we need to understand is the concept of focus. The focus in general terms means the part of the screen that the computer is paying attention to. That's where the key commands you give will go, generally speaking. So we want to put our focus on the desktop. There are two commands to do that: Windows key M, as in Mike, for minimize all programs and move focus to the desktop, or Windows key D, as in Delta. So I'm going to do Windows key M.
Windows M, folder view, list view, not selected this PC.
Okay, and JAWS tells me that I am on the desktop, and the item I am on is this PC, and it's not selected. That means I can't activate it right now. I can't do anything with it. If I press enter, it's not going to activate it. If I press delete, it is not going to delete it. So I have to select it first. To select it, I'm going to press the space bar.
Space, this PC.
Now it's selected. And so if I press enter, it's going to open this program or activate it. Or if I press delete, it will try to delete it. I can move around the desktop with my arrow keys, up, down, left, and right. I'm at the top now, so up arrow won't take me anywhere. So I'm going to do down arrow.
Recycle bin.
And it moves me to recycle bin. Now that is selected, and this PC is no longer selected. I'm going to up arrow again.
This PC.
I'm back on this PC. It's selected. Recycle bin is no longer selected. Another way to move around the desktop is by what we call first letter navigation. If you know the name of the shortcut you want to activate, you can type the first letter of it until you move to it. For example, I'm going to move to the JAWS shortcut, so I'm going to type J.
J, JAWS 18.0.
And it puts me right there. Now I can press enter and activate JAWS or whatever I need to do with it. The next item we're going to talk about is the start menu. To open the start menu, a mouser would simply move their little pointer down to the lower left corner of the screen and click on that virtual button called the start button. From the keyboard, we simply press and release the Windows key.
Search box edit.
And it puts us in a search box. If we know the name of the program we're wanting to load, we can just start typing it until that program appears in the list. So I'm going to type PowerPoint.
E, A, S, O, Windows PowerShell, W, Windows E, Windows PowerShell, R, PowerPoint 2016.
And there's
Desktop
PowerPoint,
app.
so I can just press enter and load that program. I'm going to hit escape to close out this menu for the moment.
Escape, core input, core input.
And then I'm going to press Windows key to reopen it.
Search box edit.
And it's going to be empty. Now, if I don't know for sure what the name of the program is, or if I want to see what all programs are available, I can use down arrow to move into the list.
Apps view check. Apps, JAWS 18, most used.
And now that I'm in this
Drive
list,
11.
I could also use first letter navigation to move. And when I find the item I want, I press enter to activate it or open it. The third area is our taskbar. The taskbar contains programs that you have launched and have running, or Windows programs that you have pinned to the taskbar so that you can access them quickly. To get to the taskbar, the command is Windows key T, as in Tango.
Windows E, Internet Explorer button.
And the first item on our taskbar is Internet Explorer. I'm going to right arrow.
Windows Media Player button.
Windows Media Player.
File Explorer button.
File Explorer. Those are the first three. And these three items are pinned to the taskbar, so they're always going to appear in that order. Next is the program that I have loaded after the system launched.
JAWS 18.0-1 running window button menu.
Okay, if I had launched any other programs, they would follow that. If you know the position of a program on your taskbar, for example, the first three that are always in those positions, you can quickly launch one of those by using Windows key and the number of that position. For example, if I want to launch Windows Media Player, Windows key and the letter 2 will launch that. from anywhere in the system. I do not have to have focus on the taskbar for that to work. The next item we're going to talk about is the toolbar. Windows key B, as in Bravo, puts focus on the toolbar.
Windows B notification chevron button.
Notification chevron is a button that you can activate to extend and show all of the toolbar. Right now, just a little bit of it is actually showing. The system tray, which has 2 items, I'm going to right arrow to that.
Network internet access button.
And network internet access is there.
Speakers/headphones 44% button.
And the volume control is there. So the network status and the volume control are both on the system tray.
System clock 9:30 a.m. N/5/2017 clock.
The system clock is actually outside the system tray, but it is still on the toolbar.
Action center button.
Then we also have the action center. And then if we go one more time to the right,
Notification chevron button.
we're back at the beginning, and I'm going to press space to activate this notification chevron,
Space.
and that expands the toolbar to show more items. So I'm going to left arrow back to the end.
NUTEC NDI scan inverter button. Kaspersky endpoint security 10 for Windows. OneDrive not signed in button.
So we have more items there. So that is how you access the 4 main features on the main Windows screen. The desktop, Windows key M or D, the start menu by pressing and releasing the Windows key, the taskbar with Windows key T, and the toolbar with Windows key B. Arrow keys and first letter navigation will move you around through those elements. The next video, we'll look at how to access drives, folders, and files.